The Nashville Symphony is dedicated to achieving the highest standard for excellence in musical performance and educational programs while engaging the community, enriching audiences, and shaping cultural life. This year's three-time Grammy award-winning Nashville Symphony is led by musical director GianCarlo Guerrero. The world-class orchestra Grammy award-winning Nashville Symphony has a growing international reputation for its recordings and innovative programming. Let me welcome to the show Nashville Symphony's music director, GianCarlo Guerrero. Thank you for joining us today.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Let's start off talking about the Grammys. You just recently had huge success with the Grammys, having 5 nominations and taking home 3 of them, including Best Orchestral Performance, Classical Contemporary Composition, and Engineered Album. How does that feel?
It's very exciting. It's nice to be nominated, but I do have to say that the winning is actually better. So we're very proud of our wonderful orchestra, and I think this is a great award not only for the symphony but also for the community as a whole.
Well, the whole community is proud of you. Were you at the actual ceremony?
Actually, I was not. I was in Europe. I had previously engaged duties to conduct the Brussels Philharmonic. And it's a 9-hour difference between Los Angeles and Brussels. And before going to bed on Sunday night, I checked my email just once more, and I got this one email from a friend that just said, "You did it." And from then on, I went on to the Grammy page, and of course, after that, I found out. So we were quite happy that to find this out, and yes, it was a great moment in my own personal life.
Wow. And that's not your first time having success at the Grammys. Can you tell us about the previous triumphs of the National Symphony?
Yes, the Symphony actually swept the Grammys 2 or 3 years ago, winning all of the categories for which it was nominated. So the trophy case at Schermerhorn Symphony Center keeps getting bigger, and I do believe again that this is a wonderful way to continue growing the symphony and getting the recognition not only in Nashville but worldwide.
Of course. And how does it feel? You know, you're just sitting at home, relaxing. How does it feel to know that you're the director of one of the best orchestras in the world?
Oh, it is an honor and a privilege for me to get to work with such fabulous musicians on a daily basis in a world-class concert hall, in a community that truly embraces music. Not only classical music, but all types of music. To me, it is really an honor. And for me to be part of this community now, I've been living in Nashville for almost 3 years, makes me so proud. And I couldn't imagine my life getting any better in terms professionally and personally. So it is indeed a wonderful honor to be the music director in such an important moment, not only for Nashville, but for the symphony as well.
Cool. Well, tell us about the season you have coming up. You have an exciting season. Can you tell us about what that entails?
Well, our biggest goal here is to continue servicing our community by bringing the best artists, both in the classical and the pop series. And the next season, it's the who's who of wonderful artists, opening the season with the wonderful cellist Yo-Yo Ma, who has been to Nashville before and was so in love with the concert hall, with the orchestra, with our audiences, that it didn't take much for us to convince him to return. We have a new commission piece, a new banjo concerto for Bela Fleck, another Nashvillian, which for us is very exciting, getting to champion also the wonderful musical resources that we have in our town. We are going to Carnegie Hall next year.
Oh, exciting.
Which is going to be very exciting. So again, we continue to expand our borders. But if you look at our season next year, between the guest artists and the guest conductors and the music that we're playing, it is a perfect balance of every possible style that you can imagine, from Beethoven to Shostakovich to new music, American, French, you name it. We are always striving to find a perfect balance of offering every type of music possible, so everyone in Nashville feels like there's something for them in the symphony season and in the concert hall. Outside of our classical series, we have our pop series, we have our jazz series, and we have a long list of people that want to play at the Schermerhorn Symphony Center. So that, I think, creates a great energy, and in the end, the season and all of our concerts are always filled with world-class artists.
Great. Now, this isn't your first time working with Yo-Yo Ma, as you've mentioned, and also you've worked with Emanuel Ax. Can you tell us about working with such profound individuals?
Oh, it is inspiring. They always push you to the next level. And for those of us who get to share the stage, it is really making us move to that next level. And these musicians are so great at what they do that they carry the music with them in a way that allow all of us to really try to reach those levels. And in the end, it is a matter of they come here not only because they love the concert hall, but it is also they have the utmost respect for the symphony orchestra. And this is also a great way of recognizing how world-class truly the Nashville Symphony has become. And all of these things combine to, again, continue building the next great orchestra in the world. And when you see the list of people that want to come and play with our orchestra, it is truly an honor and truly inspiring.
Oh, of course, I can about imagine. Now, aside from the professional relationship you have with such individuals, do you have just a friendship with them as well?
Absolutely. I mean, isn't always the best part to make music with your friends?
Of course.
When they come here, I actually try to show them a good time, and there's nothing better. I always say that only in Nashville can you listen to the most beautiful Beethoven or Bruckner symphony and then walk a block to Broadway and hear the best bluegrass or the best country music. Only in a place like Nashville is able to provide you with that. So I can promise you that every single artist that comes to Nashville, we want to show them a good time. It's not only about coming and playing a concert and getting on a plane. We really want to host them. We really want to show them what our town is about. And the way that our audiences always welcome every single person that walks on stage, that makes them want to come back. Because this is one of the most sophisticated audiences, in my opinion, in the world. Because of the fact that we champion so many styles of music, this is an audience that is always hungry to hear new things. It's always hungry to experience new music and new performances. So all of these things, again, combine for just a dynamite musical experience at each and every one of our concerts.
All right, it truly is the Music City. What do you want your audiences to take away from your performances?
I want them to be happier when they leave our concerts. Our first goal as Symphony is to enrich the lives of our community. We do that by playing music. Each of our concerts need to be taken as an event. The moment that people start taking us for granted, we have failed. We want to make sure that when they come here, any concert at Schermerhorn Symphony Center, it can be a life-changing experience. With everything that is going around the world, these 2 hours that you spend with your neighbors listening to a great symphony and a great concert hall can truly be a moment of peace amongst us. And in the end, when you go home, I always would love to have microphones in the cars of people as they're leaving and hear how they talk about what they just experienced. Because concert going is not only an oral experience, it is an entire human experience that is visual, and it is from the ears. And I always say it, I mean, when people come to the Schermerhorn Symphony Center, we want to show them a good time. And in the end, when they go home, to answer your question, we want them to be happier and to really feel proud of everything that is taking place in Nashville.
Great, and it's that attitude that makes you one of the best orchestras in the nation, for sure.
Absolutely, we don't take anything for granted.
Great. Now, do you do all the conducting yourself?
No, we bring guest conductors. I do believe, for me, I get to drive the Ferrari on a regular basis, but I know there's quite a few other musicians, and I'm willing to give them the key every now and then. Also, for me, it is very important to go and guest conduct in other cities, in other countries. But all of these combination of just wonderful artists, I want to bring their ideas. I want them to bring their own repertoire, what type of music they want to do. And the orchestra already has long-term relationship with some conductors that are favorites in this town, not only from the musicians, but also from the audience. And conductors that come here and bring their own expertise. We also have an assistant conductor who does a lot of the educational programs, the children's program. We have our pops conductor, George Sharam, who does an amazing job, not only conducting, but also being an MC at our concerts, which you need a lot of that. So again, each and every one of our series has a special flavor and a special type of message that we're trying to convey.
Great. And you're not just exhausted to Nashville, you've been all over the world. Can you tell us about that?
Well, music has taken me around the world a few times. This year particularly is a little tricky. As my manager says, I'm going to be in 5 continents before the end of June, which sounds like a lot of miles, but in the end, I consider myself almost like an ambassador to Nashville, because everywhere I go, in my bio, it says I'm the music director of the Nashville Symphony. And to be able to make music in different countries, in different hemispheres, with different artists, under different circumstances, it helps my own musical growth in so many ways that it is always a new experience. But I got to tell you, as soon as I get somewhere, I'm ready to come back home and be not only with my family, but get to conduct my own symphony orchestra. So I welcome every opportunity to come back and work with the Nashville Symphony.
Well, Nashville is very lucky to have you. We definitely want to thank you for being on the show. And when we come back, we'll hear from TSU's forensics team member Maximilian Cole performing his award-winning poetry.